All right, and we're live.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's event, Foreclosure Town Hall. Tonight we will be discussing community resources. Hi, my name is Alvin Tafoya. I'm covering on behalf of the Office of the Clerk and Recorder, Paul Lopez. He's out in the community doing other things, but tonight I'll be your moderator, but I'll also be presenting as well. Thank you for your time this evening. And this evening, like I stated, we want to discuss all the resources that we currently have available, but please note things are changing rapidly and these can change as well. Next slide, please. Thank you. So Office of Financial Empowerment and Protection. I'm the Deputy Director over the Office of Financial Empowerment and Protection. The Office of Financial Empowerment and Protection strives to achieve economic mobility, generational wealth, and financial equity of Denver residents and small businesses. Next slide, please. Key programs and initiative for our office are financial empowerment centers, which we'll discuss a little bit later, financial navigation, consumer financial protection, Bank on Denver, and Financial Empowerment Innovation Hub, highlighting evictions and foreclosures. Next slide, please. The FEC Financial Empowerment Centers is where we conduct the majority of our financial coaching services. And those are unlimited free coaching services to anybody who lives or works in the city and county of Denver. We do provide those services in English and Spanish. And if you have another language that you would prefer to receive service, we can make that happen. The areas that we cover in our coaching are, we do a soft credit pull, but our goal is to help you improve credit, reduce debt, create savings so that you can buy a home, start a business, or save for retirement. Also, we can provide student loan advice, develop budget and credit building skills, access safe and affordable bank accounts, and access free tax preparation services. And as you know, tax prep is about $350 upward. And so that's $350 that you could save by utilizing our services right there. Next slide, please. Our navigation, financial navigation services. These services provide citywide navigation for individuals, families, and small businesses that include eviction assistance, foreclosure assistance, housing and rental assistance, legal services, mediation services, consumer financial protection, including financial frauds and scam support, and other supportive services such as food, rent, jobs, childcare, etc. And while I stated we provide assistance for foreclosure, I do want to state if you contact us, we will immediately contact our housing partners so that they can assign a HUD certified coach to assist you with your foreclosure process. Next slide, please. The other arm of our program is consumer financial protection. Citywide customers financial protection for individuals, families, and small businesses. There's a pattern there, right? Individuals, families, and small businesses. Here we're working with wage theft, fair housing, fair lending, outer financial abuse, notarial fraud, financial frauds and scam support, free legal services, and free mediation services. The biggest thing that our concern as it relates to foreclosures would be outer financial abuse and fair housing and fair lending. And so we want to make sure that if you're receiving a phone call or receiving mail and it doesn't look legit, or if you didn't request it, by all means, feel free to give us a call. We'd be happy to walk through that process with you. But we can get you to services that are free and trusted with the city and county of Denver, or with our housing agencies and some of our legal partners as well. So please, please, please contact us. Next slide, please. Bank on Denver historically originally started out under the city and county of Denver 13 years ago. 3 years later, they moved out as their own 501c3, but the Denver Office of Financial Empowerment and Protection is in partnership with Bank on Denver, a 501c3 nonprofit, which was created to ensure that low to moderate income individuals have the opportunity, knowledge, and skills to access and successfully use banking products and services that can lead to asset building, and long-term financial stability for individuals, families, and small businesses. Bank on Denver helps to develop and provide safe and affordable banking products, develop and provide high quality education and training, develop and distribute COVID grant funds to individuals in need. And I'll discuss that in a little bit on the next slide. Develop program integration partnerships with all known banks, credit unions, philanthropic organizations, and other nonprofit organizations. A new service, the newest service to Bank on Denver is debt consolidation services. It's very helpful as you're starting to get back on your feet. That is a free service, consultation, and that's located at Bank on Denver. Next slide, please. Evictions and foreclosures. While tonight is primarily about foreclosures, we know that everybody knows somebody who's renting at this time, and we wanted to make sure that you're aware of this service as well. The Office of Financial Empowerment has partnered with multiple city orgs to develop eviction and foreclosure support for residents and small businesses. Through this collaboration, a booklet and flyer have been created that can be given out to anyone facing eviction or foreclosure. These handouts have detailed information about the eviction and foreclosure process, a timeline, and available resources. Very, very helpful. Those resources were developed. We have a high-level 2-page and a longer, more descriptive 7-page, and those were all created in 14 different primary languages for the city and county of Denver. Those can be found on the host website, and they can also be found on the Clerk and Recorder's website as well. And the Clerk and Recorder's website also has all the former town hall videos regarding foreclosure. We highly recommend that you go take a look at those videos as well. Just real quick, as soon as you get an eviction notice from your landlord or a letter from your mortgage company regarding foreclosure, contact the Office of Financial Empowerment and Protection. We will direct you to eviction, foreclosure, housing resources, and other supportive services available to City and County of Denver residents. Next slide, please. I feel like we skipped this slide, but just real quick, bankondenver.com is where you would go to apply for the individual grants that we are helping to put out in the community. We're helping with evictions, foreclosures, childcare, and any other household, utilities, things that you may have fallen behind on as a result of COVID. At this time, I'd like to go ahead and pass it along to my colleague, Charlotte O'Donnell, and she'll discuss the MAP program. Charlotte, take it away.
Hi, thank you, Alvin, very much. I appreciate that. And for everyone, tonight's session is focusing, of course, on foreclosure prevention, but in particular, we've always had a different topic each event. Tonight's topic is looking at some real specific options or tools to help address any arrears or concerns regarding your mortgage or HOA, property taxes, or as Alvin discussed, some of the financial needs you may have. So Bank on Denver offers a variety of resources for many of those needs. So myself and another colleague, Ivan with Brothers Redevelopment, who will introduce himself, are going to talk about some more tools in addition to the Bank on Denver program. So I am Charlotte O'Donnell. I work for Denver Housing Authority. I'm a HUD certified housing counselor and been doing this for a while. And one of the programs that actually was established long before COVID, but is alive and well, is the Mortgage Assistance Program. It is private funds. It's not through the government, and it is funds that are raised through the lending industry, the title insurance industry, to help families that are finding themselves struggling with paying their mortgage, HOA, or property taxes. So all money that is raised is coming from private sources. So we have a little bit of flexibility in terms of deciding where the money goes, how much money there is for assistance, what the process is, etc. So let's go ahead and go on to the next slide. And let's see if any of you can relate to some of these concerns. wow, how do I catch up on my delinquent mortgage and other housing expenses? Where do I go for that? I don't have an extra dollar. My relatives are broke. Where do I get that money? Another question or concern, if my HOA doesn't get paid, they could take my home, right? And that's correct, super lien state, Colorado. And if you don't pay your HOA, even if your HOA isn't performing their duties, you've given them the legal authority to pursue foreclosure. So absolutely take it seriously. If you're unable to pay your HOA, you really want to find a resource through some of the resources discussed this evening to get the HOA brought current so you can get back on good standing and not chance losing your house. And that was one of the topics that was discussed in a prior town hall. Another concern, if I try to borrow money to pay my delinquent mortgage, would there be a lien on my house or a fee? It depends on the program. It depends. Is it a loan modification? Is it a partial claim? Is it a MAP fund? Is it a bank on Denver fund? Is it a EHAP fund? It just depends. And that's a really good question for you, the homeowner, to ask the source when you go to them for assistance. Hey, what are the fees? Are there fees that you're going to charge me? Will you be expecting a payment back? Will there be a lien on the home? So these are good questions as the homeowner to ask that source when you go to them for assistance. So if you want to learn more about the Mortgage Assistance Program, do reference their site, chchelps.org, O-R-G. And you can go in there and you can scroll around and learn about the different processes, the application, the housing counseling agencies, the criteria, and get more familiar with how the MAP program specifically works. Next slide. So let's address the four areas that we look at. First, what is the hardship? If you get behind on your mortgage or behind on your HOA or behind on your property taxes, that's considered a hardship. You can apply for the Mortgage Assistance Program, the MAP program. They are going to look at a one-time hardship. So perhaps you might have had an illness that took you from permanently working in your job and earning the same capacity as you were earning before. So that's not a one-time event, that's a long-term event. You may have to look at other resources. But you may have lost your job last year for 5-6 months for COVID reasons or other reasons. And you're back on your feet, you got your paycheck back in your pocket, you just can't catch up the arrears. That would be considered a one-time event that would be appropriate to apply for the MAP. Our program specifically is to help someone that had a temporary hardship. They are back on their feet. They just don't have the resources to catch everything up. So that would be the hardship we're looking at. What kind of documents would be required? Well, we do want record that you're back on your feet. You know, you're earning a paycheck again. We'd like some sort of explanation about that hardship. We do want to see your bank statement. We absolutely want to see what your current mortgage statement or HOA or property tax statement is, and any other miscellaneous documents we may determine when we meet with you. This helps us understand the housing counselor that you meet with. This helps the counselor understand the big picture and all the details about that scenario so they can really assess, is the MAP the right program or other options the right options for you? So how do you do this? How do you apply for this? Well, first go to the chchelps.org website and become familiar with the program. Read more about it, see if it's a good fit for you. And you don't even have to completely determine that. Your first step should be to meet with a HUD-approved housing counselor. And we're going to have those resources in a minute. But a HUD-approved counselor, Brothers is on the line. DHA is a HUD-approved counseling agency. I think there's 6 now in the metro area that you could reference. The HUD-approved counselor will set up an appointment with you. And in the appointment, reviewing everything that we need to assess from you, we will help you complete the MAP application. Then on your behalf, we'll go ahead and submit the application to the MAP review committee, and they will review it, ask for any other additional documentation or explanation, and we will make a decision once a complete application is submitted within a 2-week window. That's really an important priority to us, because often people, can't sleep at night. Where's that money coming from? Am I getting out of my house? Am I getting kicked out? I have to sell the house. What do I have to do? So one of our priorities with the MAP commitment is to make sure we do a timely review and decision, so that it's not out there lingering. If we provide that assistance, we will go ahead and direct and approve it. We will go ahead and directly send it on to the source that you owe the money to. So it'll go to that mortgage company or your HOA or the county assessor's office, whatever's deemed necessary. But we will get that process done. And all along, you have that HUD-approved counselor to lean on, to talk to. We'll continue the communication with that mortgage company if there's a need. If there's other issues with your mortgage, we'll help you with that as well. But we will be by your side as you apply for MAP or the EHAP program or any of the other programs mentioned, Bank on Denver as well. So, okay, so once the assistance is provided, as I said, it is a one-time assistance. It's not an option to come back 6 months later and say, I need more funds because now I'm behind on something else. There are other programs that can assist you with that, but under the MAP program, it would be a one-time assistance. And the good news is it is a grant. There are no fees. There are no liens on the house. There's not a charge, a one-time application fee. There's no interest. It's simply truly a grant, or some people call it a gift. And MAP is very happy to provide that. I think we've funded probably, I don't know the dollars exactly, but I want to say probably about 40 families so far in getting themselves out of foreclosure. So it's a great program, and reach out to your housing counselor to assess if it's the right program for you. Next slide. So what is your next step? Again, you're not the experts, we are. We'll help you assess if MAP is the right next step. So of course, first go to chchelps.org and click on the Get Help tab. You can read the other tabs, learn about stories, and then contact one of the HUD-approved counseling agencies. For those that might be sitting in tonight and are not in the metro area, good news is the HUD-approved counseling agencies are all over the state to serve you. But for particularly those in Metro Denver, we have, I believe, at least 6 HUD-approved counseling agencies. We'll help you with getting your paperwork ready, and via our counseling, at the very least, you're going to have a housing counselor in your corner. Bank on Denver is resources available for many different needs, and OFAP looks at the financial piece, really trying to assess what other needs, like maybe food or, of course, the housing. But our focus is just solely on anything relevant to your home ownership status. So in following these steps, assistance could be arriving soon if you're a qualified person. Next slide, please. So as promised, let's see if my math was right. Okay, 6 agencies. So these are all HUD-approved agencies, and I want you all to become familiar with that, because it's important to understand that when you're talking to someone about the mortgage, any kind of foreclosure issue, short of going to an attorney, that it helps to talk to a HUD-approved counseling agency. And all of these are here in the metro area. 2 of them are bilingual, NUSED and BRA. I wish I could say that in Spanish, but I don't know how to say that in Spanish. So Ivan can say that in Spanish. But so anyway, lean on us. That's what we're here for. HUD funds us. So it's never out of your pocket to pay for our services. So again, MAP is one of the tools. There are many tools, and a housing counselor can help you navigate through all your different options to see what's going to be the best fit for you. And that's it. Thank you. Next slide.
Thank you, Charlotte. My name is Ivan. I'm coming from Brothers Redevelopment. When considering some of the community resources that are available, Charlotte touched on it earlier, that it's just a great resource is a housing counselor. The session itself, having them on your side, they can hear your unique circumstances and assess your options based on that. And going down that line of the homeowner's wishes being the first step, here is kind of what that housing counseling session could look like for a homeowner. The first step is always finding out what they're choosing to do, if they wish to stay in the property or if they're wishing to sell. From there, it will follow a waterfall of different options that we can present them so that the homeowner is always being presented all of their options. So for example, if a homeowner were to fall behind on payments and wanted to prevent a default, but they were wishing to stay in the home, by connecting with a housing counselor and discussing their loss mitigation options, they can consider a forbearance. Many people may have taken advantage of this during the start of the pandemic. A forbearance can be a helpful way for a homeowner who needs that time to find more secure income and return to their terms at a later date. That's always the important part about a forbearance, is that a forbearance will end, there will be a return to the terms, and preparing for that as well is something that a housing counselor can assist with. As coming out of it, and that's a little bit more in the weeds, but I'll just touch on it as well. If a homeowner is in forbearance and they're looking to get out of it, it's always great to have a housing counselor on their side so that they could, develop that plan, have a strategy for returning to their mortgage, and do so in a positive way. Another option is a loan modification, and that these are still home retention options. And it's really important that a homeowner connects with a housing counselor to go over all the specific pieces of a loan modification, because while it may help lower payments and make it more affordable, there are a lot of pieces that need to be considered, specifically the extension of the timetable, the possibility of paying more interest over that additional time, just all these factors that a housing counselor, a HUD certified housing counselor, would do an incredible job of going over with the homeowner to making sure that they know exactly what their options are, what they look like, and how to proceed with them. On the flip side of that, if a homeowner is facing a default foreclosure and their goal would be to sell the property, a housing counselor would still be a great resource to connect with, just because they can present them those options that they have as well. Those would look like a short sale or a deed in lieu. A short sale would require the lender to be on board with it, since they would be selling the home for less than the value of the mortgage. But here in Colorado, with very high home prices, that's not too common. But just all these options are available to the homeowner, and connecting with a HUD approved housing counselor will make sure that they're able to in depth go through them, see their choices that they have available, and make a proper step with a housing counselor that can assist them. Next slide, please. So as resources that are financial and that are going to be available is going to be the EMAP program. This is the Emergency Mortgage Assistance Program. It's not yet live and not currently accepting applications. That would currently, the program that has financial resources available for residents of Colorado is the ERAP program. That's the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And homeowners may be eligible, and I'll touch on that on the next slide, as a landlord, but for homeowners that are not landlords and need assistance with their mortgage payments, the program that they're going to want to look for is the EMAP program. This program is coming from the Homeowner Assistance Fund, which is a part of the American Rescue Plan. Colorado has been allotted $175 million to help with homeowners. The pilot program, which is the EMAP program, is dedicated to mortgage assistance. So that's homeowners that need to pay their mortgage balances, or if they may need assistance with the down payment. It'll cover all of those different needs that the homeowner may face. But as far as a community resource for mortgage assistance, that this program will meet those needs. It will be launching soon. Unfortunately, I do not have a specific date that I can provide. It's just another great reason for homeowners to connect the housing counseling agencies to kind of make themselves kind of in that queue of to be reached out to once the program is live would be a great option. But as of right now, they're not accepting applications. Next slide, please. So here is an option that's available for a landlord. So for example, maybe someone who owns two properties, they live in one and they rent the other, often referred to maybe as a mom and pop landlord. If they are having difficulties collecting rent from their tenants, they may be eligible to apply for the ERAP program, the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. The way that would work is they would qualify by essentially applying on behalf of their tenant. There are some eligibility questions, and I have them up here. So if the tenant has agreed to be a part of the application process to assist with sharing those necessary details, that's something that the questionnaire will ask. Is the tenant still on the property? Yes or no, just since the ERAP program does require the tenant to still be living there for the landlord to apply on their behalf. An agreement for them not to evict the tenant for those non-payment of rent for those months that they will be receiving the assistance for. So if the landlord applies on behalf of that 6-month period, they're agreeing to not pursue eviction for that non-payment that they will be receiving. A W-9 documentation and a W-9 to be completed, pardon me, documentation pertaining to a ledger of the rent to show that the payments had not been made and they are still due. Email address just for contact purposes. But these are some of the eligibility questions that if someone is a landlord and they wish to apply on behalf of their tenant and they maybe want to apply sooner than what the EMAP program is available, they may qualify for the ERAP under some of these conditions. Again, EMAP application is not yet live, but will be coming soon. Some questions that we often get regarding it is the program available? As I have mentioned a few times, it is not currently, but will be hopefully very soon. How do I know if I qualify? On the DOLA website, they will have those criteria that applicants will have to meet. For the ERAP program right now, the qualifications are area median income based. So it's income qualification, the exact figure of what the AMI will be and what percentage the EMAP program will want to qualify people at. Those details will be released when the program is live. So I will have the best information when the application is live. How do I know if I would qualify? Those would be in those that requirements page that will be released. Okay, next slide, thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your presentations. Right now, we actually have some questions that I'm going to throw out to the group. Let me get into the chat box here and see what we got. Our first question is, these resources all seem very helpful, but I'm not sure where to begin. Who should I call first? Let me answer that one. It's not a who should I call first, because it's really a no wrong door approach, right? So if you call your local housing authority, that's fine. Give them a call. If you know who it is, give them a call. They'll make a referral to the Office of Financial Empowerment because we can help you with other resources. Because if you're struggling to make your mortgage payment or payments, you're probably struggling in other areas in your household as well. So whether you call us or you call one of the 6 agencies that we posted on our PowerPoint presentation, it's a no wrong door approach. So you're going to get the information you need from our partners, and we're going to help you with some of those other services and needs as well. Any other responses from the group?
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. I think there's no wrong start. The best start is just to start, whether it's with calling the 311 line or the Office of Financial Empowerment. As Alvin noted, he will then direct you to a housing counseling agency. So we'll be here to assist. The best way to start is to start.
Jose, you had a response?
Yeah, first of all, wonderful presentation regarding the resources that are available. And I can speak from a personal experience that I've had clients who were fortunate to be able to get these monies to help them resolve their issue. My name is Jose Vasquez. I'm an attorney with Colorado Legal Services, and we're a private nonprofit organization. We're not affiliated with the city and county of Denver, or we're not a government agency. But I would just say that, whether it's an eviction or a foreclosure or an HOA foreclosure, HOA lawsuit, I would encourage individuals who are in these situations to talk to an attorney, because once these actions are filed, there are important deadlines that are really essential for someone who's in that situation to understand and respond accordingly. So if you qualify for our assistance, we're primarily focusing on low income. So you can certainly contact our office, Colorado Legal Services. We have a website. You can apply there. If you do not qualify, fortunately, maybe you earn too much to qualify for legal services, or then contact a private attorney who is familiar with these areas of law. And certainly, I would also encourage folks to reach out to these different service providers, because sometimes, we work hand in hand. As an attorney assisting a client, we work hand in hand at times with the housing counselors, and it's a team effort, team approach. Sometimes those get the best results.
May I ask a question that popped in my head as you're discussing, Jose? And the question is, would they meet with the housing counselor first? And if the case is so complicated, then a referral could be made out to one of our legal partners. And to be clear with everybody who's watching, we have legal partners that we have subcontracts with to help you in this process should it be needed. So keep that in mind. But Charlotte or Ivan, when they meet with the housing counselor, at what point would you recommend that they potentially pull an attorney into the process?
I think a skilled HUD-approved counselor would be able to recognize if there's a need for some intervention from an attorney. There are some things about the process that could be managed, and if they get their mortgage or whatever the arrears is cured, great. But there could be a lot more complexities to the foreclosure action, and it's very appropriate for a counselor to refer over to an attorney. And it's nice because we're all partners, especially with Colorado Legal Services and Jose specifically. So confident that, if the person is qualified for legal services, we're going to get a timely response from Jose and his team. So that's nice to know also when you're familiar with the referral source.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see. We got another question here. I'm worried about making my mortgage payments, but I'm not yet facing foreclosure. What's the most important thing I can do to prevent foreclosure? Who'd like to take that one?
Yeah, sure. I'd say the best action to take to avoid any potential defaults, of course, would be to make payments, and that sounds very easy. But if someone is facing maybe an imminent default, or they made a payment and they know that next month will be difficult, being proactive is a great first step. town halls such as these that are making resources available and sharing where to access them is a great step. Preparing yourself for that eminent default by having already submitted those financial resource applications. If you're a homeowner and you're facing this and you don't necessarily count on those resources, per some of the slides, there are loss mitigation options that a homeowner can pursue. And HUD-approved housing counselor would be more than happy to go over them and analyze their unique case.
Thank you. Thank you. So basically, if you're worried about you're not able to make your next month's payment, or you're going to be short on this month's payment, go ahead and get the process started. Contact your financial institution, but also contact a HUD certified counselor. Get in line so that you can have a professional, somebody who does this, and not just during COVID. They've been doing this for a long time. And so that's their primary job. That's what they do on a day-to-day basis, even when COVID, isn't wreaking havoc across the United States. And so, start with the HUD certified counselor. If you feel like you're going to fall behind or have already fallen behind and you just may not have received that letter from your financial institution yet, contact a HUD certified counselor. Everybody's situation is unique and different. And that's why we have to sit down with each other and look through all of your financials, what's owed, what's been paid, and to identify the best option for you. And, like we've communicated, bankondenver.com has funding right now. Also, the MAP program has funding right now to help those folks who are in need right now. And then, as Ivan indicated, $175 million issued to the state of Colorado for folks just like you who have fallen behind on your mortgage payments. We are here to serve you and help you. We know that you're under stress about your finances, but this is what we put together so that we can help mitigate some of that stress. But ultimately, our goal is to help you keep your home and your equity. And so please reach out to us and we'll get you to the right person and we'll help move you forward. We got another question here. Does accepting the MAP grant affect my taxes? I'll go ahead and give that one to Charlotte.
Absolutely not. It really is a gift. You don't reflect it on your tax return. It has no impact at all on what your tax liability is. So, don't worry about it. That's just not an issue. And we have an attorney that has overlooked the whole program and the guidelines, and there's assurance that is never going to be an issue if in fact you're approved and you receive MAP funds. So good question.
Okay. We had another question. Will we have access to the PowerPoint presentation? It looks like our colleague posted in here. Yes, it'll be posted on the Clerk and Recorder's website, probably sometime tomorrow or shortly after this town hall. Not exactly sure, but there's also a bunch of other town halls in there that you would find some useful information as well. Let me see. We have a unique situation. We have been in an insurance claim for pretty much 2 years. Insurance hasn't covered ALE for 5 months, and now they are denying the claim. We have mortgage and rent. Do you have advice for us? Anybody?
If they are renters, I would please submit your ERAP application. Get started with that. That's going to be on the DOLA website. That'll be some relief on the rental side. And then as far as the claim, I feel like maybe that's a legal question, perhaps.
On that one, I feel comfortable with you contacting the Office of Financial Empowerment and Protection for our Consumer Financial Protection Unit. We'll listen to you. We'll take down your concern. We probably consult with Jose and some of our other colleagues to see what best options are to move forward. But that particular insurance issue sounds like a consumer financial protection issue. but we also want to help you with those issues as well. I appreciate the question because you can own a home and be renting a home, and that's exactly what this individual asked. Obviously, if the tenant's not paying their rent, you're not receiving those funds that you may use to help pay your own mortgage or the mortgage of your rental home. And so, yeah, we know that if you're struggling, you're probably struggling in multiple areas in your life. But that's why what we want to help you with the foreclosure. We want to help you get some funds for your rental property. And we also want to make sure you have all the basic needs in your home. And that's where the Office of Financial Empowerment and Protection kicks in. So thank you for the question. Jose, did you have anything else to add to that, or was that sufficient?
No, I mean, that covered pretty much all of it. I would just add that people can also contact the state's Division of Insurance. They will investigate issues regarding insurance claims as well.
Thank you. Okay, the next question. Basically, they're asking, is the rent assistance being dispersed? Anybody, Ivan, you want to take that one? Rental assistance, is it being dispersed now? Sounds like it is.
Yeah, yes, it currently is. They are doing their best to get that turnaround time for the disbursement, that from the application to the disbursement down, due to the volume that the program has received from the number of residents that have been impacted by the pandemic. It may not be perfect, but yes, funds are being dispersed.
So guys, or ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. The city and county of Denver just issued 4 contracts to new vendors in the community. We just received the communication for the rental assistance. So let's see, we got Brothers Redevelopment, Ivan's here, they were one of the recipients. North Denver Housing received funding for eviction assistance. Salvation Army received funding for eviction assistance. And there was one more, but I can't think of it right off the top of my head. My point being, give us a call. We'll get you what you need. And the purpose for expanding the ERAP program to more partners in the trusted partners in the community, because we know that there are a ton of individuals out there who are struggling to meet their rent or can no longer pay their rent as a result of loss of job due to COVID, loss of hours. This month unemployment runs out for the extension. And so, next month and tomorrow, those additional unemployment payments are running out as well. And so, yes, reach out, give us a call, let us help you. Let me see if there's any other questions here. Will the ERAP help with stuff like furniture rental? Also, we applied in March. Should we be worried?
It's primarily on housing. It's an emergency. Originally, the program was the emergency housing assistance program. So the focus of the rental program is for housing. Typically, after someone applies, they're assigned a caseworker. Your caseworker will be the direct link between your application and DOLA. They'll be the ones to share, anything that may be incomplete or that may need some additional clarification. And typically they're reaching out via email. So I would definitely want to connect with them. If it's been since March, maybe there was an email that got lost for a request of an additional documentation. Could be several factors, but I would start with the caseworker assigned to your ERAP application.
I also would state that bankondenver.com, right? Bankondenver.com. We have an application process there. We cover some of those non-traditional things that, the MAP program very specific for mortgage. That looks like HOA fees and property taxes. And we do the same at Bank on Denver, but the MAP program, that's what they clearly focus on. And then the ERAP is specific for evictions. And then the foreclosure program, what's it called again, Ivan? What are they going to call it?
EMAP.
EMAP. Okay, yes. EMAP. The EMAP program is very specific to mortgage. And so do you know if they'll be covering for like HOA fees and property taxes there as well, Ivan?
I'm not 100% on the details of the range of the funds because I know that it's coming from the Homeowner Assistance Fund, and that bucket does cover HOA, the down payment assistance, and it's a large umbrella within the Homeowner Assistance Fund, but EMAP is on mortgage.
Awesome. I also learned that Denver Human Services has a program, emergency assistance program, that'll actually help you pay if you've had to put things in storage as a result of an eviction. And they also have a rehousing program. So if you need help with first month's rent and deposit, they also help with that as well. And so, you know, we have our finger on the pulse on where the resources are at. Give us a call. No wrong door, wraparound services. Our goal is to help you stay in your house if you own it or rent it, or your apartment or house or condo if you rent it, because we know that, you know, that stress put on an individual or a family really affects everybody. It affects your children, affects how well they're able to learn at school. You know, it has a trickle down effect. And so let us help you. 175 million, folks, is on the table. You need help? Call us so that we can get you the help that you need to sustain yourself while we get through this COVID thing and move forward. I don't see any other questions. Do we have any other closing statements? I'll start with Charlotte. You have anything else to add, or are you good?
Oh, I'm put on the fine line here. No, I think that the objective for tonight was to make you all aware. Alvin said it well earlier in the evening. There are many doors to open and we're all connected. So we'll find you or help you land in the right place. We all have different resources, and some resources are like, but absolutely don't get up and think there's no alternative, no option, there's no support. There's a great amount. And frankly, I work with a lot of colleagues throughout the country, and I'm proud to say that Colorado is one of the finer places to live with regards to resources and support, because we really have a very comprehensive network of folks. So your hardship is tough to take, but you're in good hands with any of us.
Ivan, any closing statements?
Just reiterating the overall message that, you know, if these circumstances sound like they may be your circumstances or they may become your circumstances, please do reach out. The sooner, the better. We are here to help.
Jose, how about you? You got any closing statements for us?
Not really, just, you know, in the over 20 plus years I've been with Colorado Legal Services, I feel that there's more resources available out there for homeowners and the clients I represent, the people that are in these situations. So definitely reach out to, you know, to these counselors. There's a lot of resources, and, you know, definitely keep in mind that, you know, there's a legal component to things too. So, but there are a lot of options now more than ever. So it's really great to hear this presentation, and, you know, it's very encouraging.
Well, I want to go ahead and thank all my colleagues on the call. Charlotte O'Donnell from Denver Housing Authority, Ivan Sanchez from Brothers Redevelopment, Jose Vasquez from Colorado Legal Fund, and all my other colleagues who are behind the scenes that you just don't see them right now. But I want to thank you guys, but I also want to reiterate, we're here to help you. Please, please, please reach out and help you. I don't know what would happen if, you know, you lose a property, you lose equity for failure to just take some action. I understand you're under a lot of stress. If a lot of families are right now, let us help you remove some of that stress. And the feds recognize it, or else they wouldn't put out $175 million across, just for Colorado to help you. We all want to see you keep your home. Give us a call, no wrong door. Not only do we want to help you keep your home or your apartment, but we also want to make sure that you have the basic needs as well. Food, housing, shelter, all that good stuff. childcare, whatever it takes to keep the family going. So thank you guys and have a great evening. We appreciate you. We do have another town hall in a couple of weeks. We'll have that posted as well. But please, please, please reach out, and we appreciate you. Thank you and have a good evening.
Good night.